Hi everyone, so welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Jess. So today I'm just gonna kind of tell you guys about what happened to me. I've watched a lot of people's stories on YouTube, and honestly, I don't know if my story will help anyone, but I know it'll help me just talking about it, because I don't like to talk to people about it and people I'm close with. It's just hard because I feel like no one understands that I have been trying to get pregnant for so long. Wednesday morning, I woke up and I took a pregnancy test only because I did not feel pregnant anymore, and I felt like my boobs weren't sore anymore, and I wasn't nauseous at all. I wasn't really nauseous that much prior to Wednesday, but a little bit here and there, but I had nothing. I wasn't extremely tired anymore. I just didn't feel pregnant. And so Wednesday morning I took a test, and then I left it there for a while, and I came back later and looked at it, and it was positive. The line was dark and everything. And then I remember I went on a run with my sister, and I was telling her I just don't feel pregnant anymore, but like the test still says I am, so maybe I'm just getting lucky this pregnancy, not having symptoms. It sounds kind of weird, but Wednesday night I was laying in my daughter's room with her, and I felt something weird, and I went to see what it was, and there was this very little blood clot, I guess. And I was like, what? I was like, that's weird. I wasn't bleeding at all besides this little blood clot that came out of me. And that's weird. And I got a little bit worried, but nothing extreme, because I wasn't even bleeding besides this little clot. So I didn't think too much of it. So on Thursday morning I woke up and I was spotting a little bit, but I wasn't too worried about it because a lot of people spot when they're pregnant. So I didn't think anything of it, and then I was going to make a YouTube video of a pregnancy test, and then while I was recording that, I noticed it wasn't very dark. It's my last video I put up. It wasn't very dark, and it was my first morning urine, so it should be really dark at 6.5-ish weeks. So I was just slightly spotting, and then that kind of made me worried, but it was still positive, so I was okay. And then the bleeding got heavier, more like I was going to start my period. I started getting cramping. And then when the doctor's office opened up at 9, I called them, and I was switching doctor's offices for this pregnancy because I didn't love my last doctor. I haven't even had my first appointment yet, my 8-week appointment. So I called them and told them what was going on, that I was bleeding, I was starting to have cramps, and the doctor told me she was going to have me go get a sonogram done and my blood work done that day. And then 2 days later also, she did tell me that my symptoms sounded like I was miscarrying, and I wasn't really thinking that at first. So I was really just upset, because we've been trying since last May to get pregnant, and every month I feel like I'm pregnant, and every month the tests say no. So it's just been a very long and stressful time, and it just makes me want a baby even more. When my husband got home, we went up to get my sonogram done, and he can't go in with me right now because of COVID. So I went in by myself, and I wasn't sure if I was going to just break down and cry when she told me what I was pretty sure was going on anyway. She was kind of quiet, and I asked her if she saw anything, and she said, no, I don't see a baby. And it took her a long time. She must have taken a lot of scans and pictures and everything to send over to my doctor. She said she didn't see a baby at all. And I said, I asked her if she could tell if I was miscarrying or if I was just never pregnant or what was going on. And she said she couldn't tell because she didn't have scans to compare them to. So I left there, and by this time I was bleeding a lot, like a period. And then I had to go get my blood work done. So my husband drove me up there, and it was about like a 30-minute drive because I couldn't have lab work done in my city, which I don't know why, but I didn't mind driving that day. So I went on to have my blood taken, and when I walked into the building, I just felt like this gush come out of me, and I was like, I have to go to the bathroom now. I don't know what's going on. And but I got my blood work done first, and then once she was done taking my blood, I went to the bathroom, and when I pulled my pants down to pee, the glob of tissues, like from my pregnancy, fell out, and I knew 100% I was miscarrying at that point. I've never seen anything like that before, and I was still in there, and I just wanted to get back outside to our truck to go home, and I didn't know what to do. I wanted to show my husband, so I wrapped up in tissue and toilet paper, and I showed him in the truck, because before this, he was like, you don't know what's going on. I mean, people bleed, don't they? You bled in your first pregnancy, but I didn't. He just thought I did. So he wasn't very, he didn't really want to accept that this was happening, I don't think. He was just trying to support me and make me feel better, even though I knew what was going on. And I didn't want to tell anyone at that point. I didn't want to tell my parents or my sister or anyone. I just kind of wanted to be alone and to keep it to myself. So when we got home from getting my blood work done, that happened again, like the gush and then this big glob of tissue. I didn't know if that was supposed to be happening all day. My cramps were pretty bad, like period cramps, though. I did look it up to see if it's supposed to be painful. A lot of people say miscarriages are painful. Mine physically wasn't very painful. It just felt like really bad period cramps. But emotionally, I just feel empty. I don't know what to do. I don't even want to try anymore for a baby because this is just so shitty. I feel like I take really good care of myself. I don't know. I take really good care of myself. I don't know why it's so hard for me to get pregnant, and I don't know why I had a miscarriage. And I know people say don't blame yourself, it's not your fault, but it's really hard not to blame yourself because you just think about everything you did and maybe you shouldn't have done that. And like, I've been really stressed out because we're building a new house and I'm just stressed out at work. I don't want to be at work. I want to be with Ivy and with my daughter. I just want to be home with her, but we can't afford that because we're building a house, and it's just a lot. And I'm starting my own business, and our dogs are fighting, and the list just goes on as to why I'm stressed out. So it's just really hard for me, and I don't know if that had something to do with it. I don't know. A lot of stuff could play a role into why I had a miscarriage, I guess, but I just don't want to go through this again, and I don't want to be so scared every day that it's going to happen if I do get pregnant again. Later that day, the doctor called me, and after she got my scans back, and she said that she could see the sac that the baby was in, but there's just no baby. She told me that I have a cyst on my right ovary, and I was wondering if that was something I should be concerned about, and she told me no, it's just what happens when you get pregnant. It's, I forgot what type of cyst she said, but it just happens when you get pregnant, and she told me to still go on Monday to get my blood work done, just so they can compare the levels of HCG in my system to see what's going on and everything. So I was planning on going on Monday, and then yesterday, Saturday, she called me again saying she got my lab work back from getting my blood done. My levels at 6.5 to 7 weeks, which I was at that point, should have been about 3,000 to 4,000, and my levels in my blood from Thursday were only at 50. So she told me not to bother going Monday, and she'll call me in a week to ask me how I'm doing and send me for another sonogram to make sure that I've passed all of my pregnancy, I guess. I don't know how long I'll bleed for. I am still bleeding right now. People say a couple weeks, a couple days, everyone's different. Honestly, I just never thought that this would even happen to me, because I really try to take such good care of myself, and I just never thought that this would happen. It's just really hard, and I don't want to cry on this video, so I'm just super stressed out with my life, and I feel like I just need to slow everything down and just focus on what's important to me. And right now that's just my daughter and my family. This just affects me a lot more than I'll show to anyone. I don't have any symptoms besides the cramping that I had on Thursday and a little bit on Friday morning. I've just been getting really bad headaches, I guess that might be related to it. Friday, I just had to get up and get myself ready, because Thursday, all day I just laid on my couch and cried. So Friday it felt good just to get up and get myself ready and see some people and just not think about it for a little bit, I guess. And it's just really hard, and I don't know what to do from this point.